I gotta compress the video and all that, but I want to send you a couple more. So check your Yahoo, whatever that. I know not to use the other one, but I sent it to Yahoo, so you probably get something there. It's pretty cool. I got the ham clock is what's on the G2 because I'm running the outboard Pi, the display. So I got the extra display, so I had to do something with it. As a bigger display, I run the Pi, and on the radio, I use it for something else. So I put the ham clock in there. Pretty cool. Anyway, 7-3 Rich, we'll talk to you later. WZ2P, KC2Z, you are clear.
KB2UKA.
Hey, Doug. Sounds good, Rich.
Oh,
Doug, have a good afternoon. We'll talk. WZ2P. Pick it up with Doug.
All right, Doug, I think I sent you the video, too.
Well, did you send me one today? I know you sent me a couple the other day. I saw those. Those look good.
Yeah, I replied back on the no. I replied back on your update email.
Yeah, so I've got version 17 going, and then the new P2 app. So all is good.
Yeah, what is it? Version 27 P2 app or something like that, and firmware 17. Who taught you how to do it?
N4QNT sent Darren down in Florida instructions on how to do it. And then Darren made a YouTube video, so I just watched the video and put in the commands, and that was it.
Okay, yeah, they all got it from Joe.
Okay, Roger. Yeah, well, it's good. And that little Pi in there, I surfed the web on it. It's pretty quick. The programs load pretty quickly. So if I ever want to use it standalone, I can.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now. But my Pi is overclocked. It's not running at 1500. I'm running the Pi at 2200 megahertz and the graphics at 750. The GPU is 500 stock, and the Pi speed is 1500 stock.
All right. Yeah. Well, you sound good. I'm very happy with the radio. Oh my God, I just watched this hour video, Richie, on this Canadian radio club, and how the guy set up an Anon 8000 for the net operator to fully use remote. It's unbelievable what these guys did. I don't know if you ever caught that video.
No, there are other ways that we could remote in here. You could go right to desktop. If you can remote to desktop, you have control over the software on the radio. All you got to do is go in through the internet. It's not like it's a major thing to do remote. But, they have to they want to make their own software. Flex makes you use a proxy server. So basically, Flex can monitor everybody's radio, what they're listening to, and it's like they got their own SDR to the world when they do it that way. So basically, Flex linked up everybody's radio, and now the government can monitor the HF bands that the people are on.
Yeah, you can set up remote right now without them having the software for it. The trick is not dropping packets on the audio. So these guys, you got to find it. I'll send you this video if you're ever bored and you have an hour. It's an hour presentation. They're running an Optimod, everything. Like it's he set up basically this guy's a broadcast engineer who set it up. So he set up basically an amateur broadcast remote station. Really unbelievable stuff.
Right. The thing is, you got to get they used, what the hell is that? The gamers use it. Voice over IP, those programs. The gamers do it. They all do it. And they don't drop packets. They're TeamSpeak, and there's other ones. I forget the name of some of the other ones. But that's what they're using for the voice.
Yeah, he's using Voicemeeter Banana on the computer, on the server computer. He's using a program called Mumble. I think Mumble is how they're sending the audio. Just really cool stuff. I'm excited, man. I love new technology. Yeah, maybe I'll. I don't know. I guess it would be cool to be like upstairs at the kitchen table on a laptop and have the audio be processed locally in the shack. But I don't know if that would work. I don't know. Like, would you run like VST host or something virtual, and then you'd be logged? You'd have a microphone wherever you are, but it would be getting processed on the computer in the shack. Like, there's so many different ways to do it.
Yeah, it would just, I don't know, Doug. I never did it before, so I'm not good with it. But I know that as of now, the server, if you wanted to monitor the radio, you could do that right now. The server is already in the Pi HD SDR. You just enable it. I'll tell you where that is. Give me 1 second. And, yeah, well, you got to do is turn it on and then link through the internet. So you go to, where is it here on this one? Why is it when I got to find something, I can never find what I'm looking for?
What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well.
It's in here. No, not diversity, not memory. No. I know when I do the Hermes, it was right there. Display meter. Oh, no, I got to do it on the, hold on. It's in the G2. Yeah. You hit, it says client, and you got to enable the client on the G2. It's in the G2 on the radio. So when you run the Pi on the G2 radio, hit menu, then you hit the client, and then you check the box, enable it. Now you have access to Wi-Fi into that, but you got to use VNC host, I think. That's through the Pi, VNC host.
I wonder if we get full remote from Pi SDR or Thetis first. I wonder who's going to do it first.
Well, if you're going to do the remote, you do it through whoever makes the software. So, you could have a host just using the Pi, and then it'll work on both. But Thetis should have its own. It should be in the software, and Raspberry and Pi HPSR should have its own. It should be done in the software, not that you use a remote software. It should be in the software, the software that you're using to run the radio. So this way, everything's included: audio chain, transmit, everything.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think we're too far, Rich. I think another year. We'll have it in Thetis. That's my prediction. But the radio's running great. Having Protocol 2 natively for it and not beta like it was on the 7000. I have no sequence errors, no drop packets. My by the way, I'm on VAC, so the rack's going into an audio interface. No more line in, no more XLR in. So the VAC is more stable. The radio's great. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. I thought I was going to get the broadcast audio board, and I was going to use that. It's in the radio, but I get noise issues. I ended up just using USB. I'd rather run the interface and go that way and bypass that audio board. That audio board means nothing to me. It just didn't do what I wanted. Besides, that audio's got to go back to the computer, get processed, and then come back out through the converter on the radio.
Right. So you may as well do it in one shot, right? So I'm doing it pre-radio, which is how you're doing it too. So I was talking to Art yesterday. It appears, and I haven't opened up the radio, that XLR, that quote unquote XLR, the 1/4-inch jack, has no ground to chassis. So that's number one. So that's an issue. I guess you could ground it. Maybe that would help.
Well, he also put a toroid on it, which didn't help. It only helps with RF issues. But I did all that too myself. And I went direct feed with the mic, the XLR mic. I even put a stage bug on it for noise. I got the hum eliminator, which eliminates the ground. It's got the transformer in there. I had no luck with it, and you know what? I'm very unhappy. Look, the design. They didn't do a very good design over there, okay? It wasn't done right.
Yeah, it should be a true balanced 1-to-1 input. That's all it should be. Okay, I think there's gain on the input, even when you don't have 20 dB checked off in the settings. There's still a preamp happening in there because it's truly designed to plug a microphone into it, not outboard gear. And they know, right? This is like the number one voodoo radio right now. It was Kenwood, then people were using Flexes, but Anon is the number one radio for audio. So if you have a radio where a large part of your market is buying it for audio, you should make sure the damn XLR input is truly balanced with no gain on it so that you could plug your outboard gear in, whether it's rack gear, whether it's, an Apollo interface and you're just coming out of the main output. It should be a 1-to-1 line input. Line level.
Right, they should have had a true line level input and a mic input. That's what they should have had, a balanced input for the mic and a line level input. Two separate inputs. Even though you could select it in the software, but that has to control that amplifier, that audio card. I don't know how it functions or how it works. I mean, it connects to the main board. It has, I have a mic and headphone input on the front of this radio. Okay, I could use the headphones on the front of the radio, and they say not to. They say not to use the mic. Use the one in the back. And, so I have a 1/8 headphone mic in the front, a 1/8 or in and out in the back, and then I have the 1/4-inch in the back. I don't know. I just didn't have very much luck with it. I didn't try the 1/8 in the back. I did the 1/8 on the front. I didn't like it. I did the 1/4-inch in the back. I had noise getting in there. I didn't hear the noise, but I could see it on the pan adapter. Looked like a low frequency noise. I don't know what cycle, or I didn't get too much into it. But I knew something was wrong. And at this point, I'll just feed the audio USB. The USB seems to be foolproof, even with the Pulse Audio equalizer in there, which you're gonna have to put in because you probably don't have that either. I told Steve about that, to put the Pulse volume controls in there.
Really? But that's only if I'm going to use it standalone, right?
No, you're going to need that level in there, especially when you feed the USB audio in there. That's going to communicate the USB audio through the software to get the correct level into the Pi.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, well, I guess whatever I need will do. Richie, stand by 1 second. I'm just trying to set something up here. I need to click on the screen. Give me a second. KB2 UKA. All right. Just trying to get this automatic band switching set up. for my VK amp. That is 1, 2.
Yeah, and have you updated the Pi yet? You gotta update your Pi too, not the operating system. I'm talking about Pi HPSDR.
I didn't update it in the radio. I have the new version on the iMac.
Okay, all right, good. On the Mac, so you got the Pi to work on the Mac, right?
Yeah, it's working. Hold on 1 second. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm just trying to set up this band switch for my amp. It's working flawlessly on the Mac. It works really well. But I haven't really played with it yet, Rich. I'm still just getting everything set up in Thetis. I'll play with it eventually.
Okay, did you run the Mac through the P2 app going into the radio?
No. I downloaded Mac ports. I installed Pi HPSDR, and I just launched it, and it found the radio.
Oh, so you connected to the radio. All right, but it's going through the Ethernet cable from the Mac, right?
Correct. Everything's hooked up to a switch, and it all finds itself.
Right, but you have to start the P2 app on the radio. You have to enable P2. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Doug. P2 app starts on your radio automatically. It's always running. When you run the Pi on the radio, okay, I apologize. When you run the Pi from standalone within the radio on the Pi computer in the radio, when you connect the display to the radio, you have to turn P2 app off. But yes, anytime you have an external computer going into that Ethernet port, Pi 2 app when you start your radio, it starts it up automatically.
Okay, Roger. All right, yeah. I can't get this damn VK amp to... I've got a serial to USB cable. I've got Thetis controlling the amp. But I think in that OC control... I think the settings are different on the G2 than they were on the 7000, and I don't know where the hell to find them.
Well, you got to do that in the Thetis software. I never did anything like that, so I'm of no help there. But it's in. I'm not on Thetis right now, so I don't have it. I don't have it in front of me. But it's in setup, network settings. MIDI settings, it's in that tab. So go general and scroll over to, I guess it's network, MIDI, wherever that section is, it's all in there.
Yep, I know where it is. The problem is there's check boxes that you have to check off. And it's different for the Hermes Lite, it's different for the Yanon 7000, and I have a feeling the 7000 and the Hermes, and the G2 are different. So I got to email Onder. I got to email the guy who makes the amp. He might have it.
And that's to what? Switch the bands automatically?
Yeah, so I have a serial cable plugged into the back of the amp, and then that goes to USB on the computer. And I'm able to control it, but it's wrong. Like when I click 80 meters, the amp goes to 40. When I click 40 meters, the amp goes to 160. So it has to do with the checkboxes under that OC control. I need to figure out what the hell they are for the G2.
Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. Right. You have to, right, because you're not you're running Alex filters.
Right.
And that's the filters in the radio running that. But it's not checked off. It's done automatically through the firmware. So, all right. So basically, Thetis is going to run that.
Correct. I don't have it connected to the radio. I could connect it directly to the radio. Then it would be serial to serial. But I'd rather just have Thetis control it. It's one less, long cable going from the radio to the amp. Now I just have a short USB going from the amp to the computer.
Okay, no, I understand. You know who might know? Mike might know. N2OYM.
He might, but I think I'm just going to, I got to email. The guy who makes the amp should have it. He probably has a file. I could also, maybe I could find it on the community page for the G2. I'm sure somebody else is using a VK amp.
Yeah, Art and them guys don't use the VK amp. There's nobody in the group that's using it.
DJ does, but he's on a 7000. Art and all them, they're on Luxes.
Yeah, no clue there, Doug. I'm not familiar with that. I'll be the first one to tell you. I tell the truth. When I don't know something, I tell you I don't know it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. ChatGPT tried to help me. It didn't know the settings. It told me how to do it. It's crazy. I asked ChatGPT how to set up the OC control inside Thetis for a VK amp using a G2 radio, and it told me the steps to do, but it doesn't know the checkboxes. So, and I can't find it on the internet. That's why ChatGPT can't find it. Richie, I got to run for a minute. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. KB2 UKA. Guys, take care.